So Patty, tell us what you got.
All right. Well, this is kind of like a lot of different aspects of what other people have already offered. But I think my approach might be just enough to convince the city to do it. I call it, might be a little dramatic here, but I call it Into the Shadows. A life-supporting program for, instead of saying the homeless, I'm saying earth people, because they live outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's their home.
Very well.
It's a Salinas outdoor shelter program, which includes giving of a tent, a duffel bag, a sleeping bag, and a space blanket. And these are all good quality items. And the total would be $355. It'd be like a one-time gift per person. So it's not a continuing thing that the city was always not wanting to do. So they're not committed. The cost of this would be like 2 or 3 nights in a hotel around here. Mm-hmm. So this would be ongoing. And to adopt a don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask where to camp, and don't tell where you have camped. Keep it quiet. Because there's a lot of places, I think, that people could camp without other people knowing. Mm-hmm. So you don't make a tent city. And you just ask the people to take these items and find a safe place to set it up.
Mm-hmm. Boy, is that hard.
Yeah. So I know it's hard, but these are all the things. This group of items is what it takes to survive outside. Now I know that you've collected blankets. Right. And jackets.
Right, and Salinas Tent City is doing wonderful right now.
Yeah.
This is actually what we did for the flagpole.
For the what?
When we did our 6-month protest in front of City Hall, we had tents, sleeping bags, and pillows and blankets and no duffel bag, but and I've seen. Like you said, one other similar program like this where they'll give a set once a year. You know, they'll check your ID and they'll keep a catalog of who's done what when, and so that's a good flow. And and like you say, the challenge, like we already agreed, is finding a safe place to be. You know, yes. to where this will actually be effective in housing. You know, affordably housing people in the situation they're in. Because there are things like sweeps, and they come and they say, well, you're not allowed to be here, so we're going to take everything you got that you can't carry away. And that
happens when people gather in the same place.
It happens even if you're almost alone too.
Really?
Even if you keep your encampment as clean as possible and organized and neat. The bottom line is you're trespassing. You're not paying rent.
Well,
but that's why
I say keep it quiet. Move every day. Clean up your camp and move every day.
And that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Because again, the safe space. Where do you find it? You know, because anywhere within the city limits, the ordinance. So that this is one of the reasons I go toward the policy.
Well, the tent. These are the items here. Mm-hmm. It's the tent is a 2-man tent, and it's low, so it's not going to be seen from a distance.
Yeah.
And it's not blue that sticks out like a sore thumb. Mm-hmm. In fact, if we could find a manufacturer who would make black tents so that they can't be seen.
Right.
You know, there are...
Camouflage. right?
Yeah, yeah.
And tarp. There's actually a lot of really good innovations that have been going on. So those you're thinking the right lines. Absolutely. Now from even looking at this price, this is a pretty small one. So we can even do better. So we can have this budget already go down.
You can have what again?
You can get a bigger tent for a cheaper price.
A bigger tent would be more visible.
Okay. So yeah, and
Yeah,
even
I'm
low is
thinking
what
low,
you're thinking.
warm, and it's water. It's got to be waterproof, and rain. Of course, rain. Freezing proof.
Oh God.
So the temperatures, if they drop to freezing, there's not a problem with keeping these people warm. We want to keep, like, you think about my house here. If I didn't have the physical structure of the house, what is it that I would want from a shelter? I want to be warm, dry, and safe. And I think something like this, where if they're walking the city, I see a place where I would stay right here on my own property that would be safe for someone. And it's at the dead end.
Right.
I got lots of trees back there. People wouldn't see me if I'm in the dark. And I just clean up in the morning and get out so I'm not chased out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They are in the shadows. That's why I call it into the shadows.
Gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Wow.
Yeah. $100,000 in giving new equipment and really good equipment would save about 250 lives from the cold.
Oh wow.
So that's not a whole lot of money.
We could be spending our own resources better too, but wow, this duffel bag looks pretty cool too.
Yes, I love that. I'm thinking of getting that for Christmas. It's kind of manly and it's well made and it's denim.
Right? Yeah, almost out of every, and then there's a pocket even.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And the space blanket. Well, the tent should have a floor, but sometimes the earth gets cold. So
Yes.
if you put a space blanket underneath you, it helps to keep you warm.
Even cardboard. Cardboard helps.
Yeah.
Anything. And the space blanket is for minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
And that's not real expensive either. I mean,
nice.
I just think that this is a slightly different approach where it's just not quite encouraging people to, like you say, trespass, because we don't know where they go. It's a little...
Yeah, well, you know, and that's something that we need to reconnect with. I mean, even our own neighbors. You know, when you establish a neighborhood, a new one, you want to go and meet the neighbors. And when you already have an established neighborhood and new neighbors show up, they go and they meet the neighbors. But as time wears on, you don't go meet the neighbors, and then you don't know the neighbors. And the same thing, house on house. I think almost everybody has the same issues. And it's just money that makes it visible or not, and
well, in a way, this program isn't exactly to provide housing on a regular basis. This is just to save lives.
Yes, no,
So
this is wonderful. This is
that's
great.
Basically all it is. That the city isn't encouraging anybody.
Right.
We're just putting out some things that would save lives.
Well, and you know what else? If we did this, the city has an ordinance where you can have 6 people camp on your property with your permission. So
We do?
So yeah, you can actually like adopt a friend, and I mean most people that live around here, they go to the warming shelter, they grew up around here. They still have family here. So this is their neighborhood. This is where they grew up. This is where they plan on dying, and so they need to stay in their neighborhoods. They need to stay in their communities. And it's the money thing that creates a big thing. So this would be a great dovetail of like, hey, we can set you up with some equipment, and then you can let somebody say, in your backyard.
Yeah.
And it's just access to a bathroom. I think is the only other requirement the city's asking for.
Well, I would hope that someday the city puts in a public bathroom. We used to, in Valley Center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had a nice. Did you ever know where the Flaky Cream Donut Shop was? I think maybe you were too young.
Probably.
What's there now? I think a Mexican restaurant and a spa in that building.
Okay. Where
On
Johnson's
22 Romy Lane.
Okay, yeah, I think so. The one right across from Joypers?
Yes. That used to be a public restroom.
Oh, okay.
The men's were on one side, the ladies on the other.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should say the ladies on the right, men on the left.
There you go.
But we would need, of course, it to be a caretaker there at all times.
But we don't have the money for that. Isn't it? It's interesting because we have plenty of public bathroom already. They're already plumbed and ready to go at all the parks already. But like you said, a caretaker. It's really a matter of how we treat people when it comes down to it. Because the city if we chose that as a priority, then we would make it a priority. But we choose not to, and for that, well, you're not using. How else can you? You're almost entrapping people. Making it a crime to not be able to pee or poo outside, but then you don't make bathrooms available for them to do so. I mean, it's weird. It doesn't make any sense other than, it's humiliating. I think that's really what it comes down to. Well, you ain't got no money, so you're just meant to be humiliated. It's cruel. In a first world nation, it should be like that. We should have 24-hour bathrooms. All like you already said.
Yeah. Well, maybe someday.
Hopefully sooner than later. I mean. It's really just letting people. I mean, because you didn't know that you could have 6 people, on your property if you wanted to, or even just 1 or 2, just the ones that you can trust and you feel
That's the
comfortable
first time I've ever heard of that.
Very well.
Yeah.
Neat. So
But
a lot
I
more
haven't
people
gone
need
to
know.
city meetings,
Okay.
so I'm not really in the know of things. But
Well, I brought it up a couple times in the past, but it's hard to keep up on everything all
Yeah.
the time and harp on people. I mean, people are going to do what they
Yeah.
want to do, and who has ears to hear will hear.
well, many years ago, I wrote to the city about buying this property at the end of near Market and Soledad, where now they have a wash and dry place.
Oh, okay, yeah, City Suds.
Yeah. But they didn't even respond to my letter. I wanted to see if it could be turned into a camp of some kind of safe place to go at night. But nothing came of it. Not even a howdy do.
Right. Well,
That's why I thought I knew that you were involved in this. So I thought, well, I'll just give this don't ask, don't tell idea to you and see if it can go anyplace.
I love it. I think it's wonderful, and especially since you've already done research, because this is the one thing everybody wants is oh, well, how much is it going to cost? What's your budget? What all this paperwork, and it's like, just give me money.
Well, $200,000 would save 500 lives.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, I already saw this tent one. I even the low one, the style that you're looking at. I bet we can shop around a little bit more and then save more lives.
Yeah, because I just found these online, and I just chose the ones that I thought were good quality.
Yeah.
Because everyone should have something nice when it's
gonna
just
last.
camping.
Well, especially if they're going to take care of a thing. You know, and that's all we really need is the ability to take care of things, and that actually does require having a safe place to put things on it in establishing a routine. And when you mentioned City Suds, I was thinking about there's a vacant lot just on Soledad and Market. You know, as it goes down the hill, at the top, we just cleaned out the sidewalk for it.
Yes.
And there it used to be like Mission Linen, I think, yeah. And now it's just a vacant lot, and it's pretty big.
Yes.
You know, I mean, right there.
Yes.
I mean, gosh. So I guess I gotta find out who owns that. I gotta go down to the recorder's office.
Yes.
And ask, hey, you know what? Would you be fine with having at least 6 people on your plates? It's just my word.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I mean, it really is going to be a community effort. If there's going to be a solution, it's because people like you that really care and want to do something positive and contribute to just caring about people. I mean, how is that a wrong thing?
Yeah.
Looks like
I was thinking though that maybe some effort can be made to changing the wording of homeless.
Yes,
So
when you said earth people, you know, wow, because saying homeless is absolutely one of those words that's just, it's already discriminating off the top.
Oh yes, and it's unnecessary. I love camping myself. I mean, I'd be out camping if I could. But so I think we just need to have a different approach to the whole situation. And the things that bother people, maybe we can kind of adjust it a little bit so it doesn't bother them as much. Because ideas get shut down so fast because an element of what you're trying to do is a big item for somebody else. So if we just do it quietly. So, anyway, I'm glad that you came over to hear me out here.
Wow. Well, it's great that you care. I mean, seriously, it's tremendously heartwarming.
Well, thank you. It doesn't really take much to save a life here. So.
You're right. But it takes an awful lot of effort. And you know, persistence, because you've been trying, and where is it getting you? I mean, the channels that say they're open to these ideas are, you know.
Well, I really appreciate my house. I mean, every night I'm glad I'm so nice and warm. But it takes more than a blanket to. Well, I use an electric throw and 3 blankets to keep warm.
Oh wow!
So. You know,
so you don't turn
just
the heater
having a
on
blanket outside wouldn't do it for me, and probably a lot of other people need more warmth too.
Wow, when it's getting in the 30s and 40s at night,
yes.
and 20s.
You need a really good sleeping bag that'll keep you warm, and a blanket inside your sleeping bag to hug up in.
And you know, you still need, even when it's not raining in the summer, you still need shelter. You know, you need protection from the sun, and because you can't be out in the sun all day either. And
that's true.
That makes it really hard, which goes back to why they need to be able to stay in a stable location. You know.
That would be wonderful if that were possible.
Well, we'll push for that. You know. So I appreciate it very much. Wow, Betty, this is wonderful.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me.